How much worse is the air here at the University of Utah versus here at the station in Murray or here at the Daybreak station in South Jordan? This is it. This is the big fear, right? A huge avalanche roaring down the mountains of Utah, big enough to cross the highway. The abuse scandal rocking the Catholic Church has now made it all the way to Utah. You know, we're doing a little lemur cleanup, as a matter of fact. You know, we have a visiting lemur.
Accidents happen.
Caution, a SeaWorld lemur peed here. I think I need one of these signs for the back of my pants. Had I been in any other situation, you would think that was fireworks. It was very rapid. It sounded like 3 to 5 shots. We understand that the campus has been cleared. No more lockdown out there. Is the suspect in custody? New today, we expect an update on last night's deadly shooting of an 18-year-old in Ogden. Very difficult day for several people. 6 structures lost in the Uinta fire. Quick recap of what we heard in the first press conference. 1,200 acres at this point, 0% containment, and many evacuations remain in place.
Wow, I like that story about doing the right thing.
Doesn't matter how much you have, it's the character that you have inside, right?
Exactly.
It's for everyone.
Yeah.
No estimate on containment on this fire, but as you can see, they've got a lot of resources working on it. You can see this window is completely spidered out. Give it a little tap and, well, there you go. A real-time view of a fatal officer-involved shooting. West Valley City Police are looking for Elijah Smith, accused of stealing cell phones.
West Valley Police.
There's some guy here.
Where? Do you know who he is?
West Valley Police, come out with your hands up!
3 kids are inside, directing officers to a garage where they say an intruder is hiding.
The 3 children are all there kind of behind each other as the officers proceed towards the threat.
Inside the garage, police spot Smith hiding in a corner. The officers work their way into the garage.
First officer in switched from his firearm to his taser, so we had a less lethal option available to us.
As the officers get into the garage, we get our first look at Elijah Smith.
Get him up in the air! Right now in the air! Put him up! Put them up! Get them out of your pocket! Get out of here!
Again, from another angle.
Keep an eye on that right hand. He will remove his hand and his elbow will come up towards his shoulder as if it is a draw stroke.
Same video, but a very different view for family and friends.
He was doing what they asked. He was getting his hands out of his pockets.
Per protocol, the officer who fired the shots is still on paid leave. No ruling on the shooting has been made.
I hope we get justice for Elijah. He didn't deserve to die.
2 views on 3 separate videos of one moment impacting the lives of family, police, and of Elijah Smith. You know, it seems pretty obvious here in the winter. If you live down near the bottom of the valley, the winter air pollution will often be the highest. But for the first time, thanks to monitors on top of a tracks train, we've got the numbers to prove how bad the air is where you live. This train and this sensor on top could be the key to uncovering pollution trouble spots in the Salt Lake Valley.
We're off down the valley to measure more air quality.
Dr. Logan Mitchell at the University of Utah put an air quality monitoring station on top of a tracks train.
We'd really like to be able to know what is the air quality spatially across the whole valley.
This is a typical winter inversion, the air getting dirtier as the train leaves South Jordan heading for the University of Utah. How much worse is the air here at the University of Utah versus here at the station in Murray or here at the Daybreak station in South Jordan? Let's say this marshmallow represents 1 microgram of PM 2.5 air pollution. During that typical inversion that Dr. Mitchell measured, you'd add 30 of these per cubic meter of air to the station out here at Daybreak. That's not even enough to trigger a warning from the Department of Air Quality. But if you take this cubic meter of air, get on the train, it's a whole different story. Get off the train here in Murray, and we have to add 25 marshmallows, making the air nearly twice as bad, reaching unhealthy levels. Downtown Salt Lake, about the same as Murray. At the University of Utah, the air actually gets better. We have to scoop out about 20 marshmallows, making the air just barely unhealthy for sensitive groups. Small differences can have a huge impact.
If you increase the particulate level by 10 micrograms per cubic meter, you end up increasing the rate of heart attacks by about 4%.
Elevation plays a role. In our example, the University of Utah station at roughly 4,900 feet saw 37 micrograms per cubic meter. In Murray at 4,250 feet, around 55 micrograms. Daybreak back at 4,900 feet, and the pollution drops to roughly 30 micrograms.
The majority of particulate matter is from cars driving around.
But if you live in the bottom of the valley, don't pack your bags just yet.
There is a danger of simplifying it too much, that these maps change over time, and we have to realize that that's right there where their sensor is, but a block away may be somewhat different.
The data collected on the roof of this train is a key first step, but we don't have all the answers. Still, we may be closer to cracking the code on bad air than anywhere else in the world.
There's no other city in the United States that's doing something quite like this.
Each trip down the tracks line could make a world of difference.
Well, here's one of the cool things about Dr. Mitchell's research. He's trying to make sure that all that data is out there for you in real time. So check this out. I've pulled up the website here, and you can see these are the plots of all the different measurements, a measurement taken every minute that tracks train goes by. We click one there. That's up near downtown Salt Lake. 93 micrograms per cubic meter. It looks like that one was taken about 6:42 this afternoon. Now, I want to show you something here. This is a picture that I took yesterday up there by the state capitol building, and you can see the pollution levels are pretty bad. And if we go back to our marshmallow example, it was about 65 micrograms per cubic meter when we took that picture, and it looks about like that. You want to get a little comparison, though. Let's take a look at what it looks like in Beijing, China. This is during one of their worst inversion episodes or pollution episodes that they've ever recorded. Now, remember, here in Utah yesterday, 65 micrograms per cubic meter. In China, during one of their worst ever, you'd have to add 680 marshmallows to that cubic meter of air to get the pollution that they're seeing there. So I think it's safe to say it could be a lot worse.